Hi, I'm Eva Ferdinand, and today I have the absolute pleasure of introducing the Caroline Chandler. I say the Caroline Chandler because she's the one whose amazing artwork you see displayed all over the school. She's the one whose name is repeated multiple times when Ms. Garrott announces the art awards. And she's the one who had her art displayed at the Z. Her Smith Art Gallery in Nashville. She also puts in incredible work behind the scenes of many MUS theater productions as their theater group's co-president. Beyond her artistic achievements, Caroline is one of the most friendly, bright, and considerate people I know. Over our 14 years as classmates, she's been someone who's always willing to help, like when I would need her help in physics, and most likely this year too. I know she has some words of wisdom to bestow upon us, so I give you the shorter of the Chandler twins, Caroline K. Chandler.
Over the summer, I bought a pair of pants, or really long shorts. It could have been either. They were tartan plaid with a cool, earthy color scheme. Yellows, greens, and blacks scattered across the beige fabric. To validate this questionable purchase, I turned to my friends. I wanted to discern how others viewed these shorts, and in short, it was bad. Almost every single person I asked disapproved of this outdated, awkwardly cut short, advising against this purchase. But for some reason, there was a strange validation I felt in others' disapproval. In order to explain as to why I think I thought this way, I'll need to give some context. I, like many people, have always been curious about how others would describe me. And of all the adjectives that rumble through a thesaurus, one word is ever present: creative. I mean, it makes sense. I have loved making art from a young age, and it has become a vital part of who I am. From extracurricular activities to volunteering in school clubs, I pretty much surround myself with anything pertaining to art. In order to differentiate me from my twin sister, people commonly attribute her as the one that plays volleyball and me the one that creates art. Over time, I became increasingly aware of how I was viewed through this lens. I created almost an archetype for myself in order to be recognizably and identifiably creative. Whether this pressure was from others or stemmed from myself, it was present nonetheless. One of my main modes to visualize this was through my clothing, and this is why I think I felt validated by the harsh critiques of the plaid shorts. Even though the opinions relayed back to me were negative, it still fed the approval that I craved. It was different, so therefore I must be too. I was creatively expressing myself through my clothes. Not to say I actually hate all the clothes that I wear, but there was an underlying motivation other than simply being myself. Fitting myself into a mold that I created is exactly why I felt like I was the very antithesis of creative. I was acting upon and creating what I assumed others expected me to do instead of what I wanted to do. Last year, I created a piece of art for class. The idea was to create a cyanotype print and have the sun burn the reflections of leaves into fabric. After painting on top and fiddling with the piece for hours, nothing was clicking. And after a long period of frustration, I decided to do something unusual for my paintings. I followed my intuition. Without a plan, I began cutting the fabric and gluing it on. And it soon became one of my most unique and favorite pieces to date. And there weren't any expectations gossiping in my ear. In high school, it's very easy to categorize and classify both yourself and your classmates. But there will never be one word that completely encapsulates any one person. People are constantly filled with contradicting and complex attributes. And although I haven't completely let go of my people-pleasing tendencies, I can now confidently say that I am a creative person. And to my class of 2026, I have never been more grateful to grow beside so many genuine, unique, and inventive people. Thank you.